Hey fellow founders, welcome to another video. In today's video, I really want to get into something a little bit more meaty and talk about my search engine optimization strategy and what I'm currently working on. I'm conscious with some of the other videos that I've been doing that they're kind of occurring after the event. So I'm talking about things that have happened. I'm talking about some things around the margins. But in today's video, I really want to talk about what I'm currently doing. And then we can do another video in a few weeks, maybe a couple of months time, and look back and see, did this strategy actually work and what was the benefit of it? So first of all, some context. With my previous startup, Task Pigeon, I largely built that off the back of content marketing. It was a freemium SaaS tool, so there was a free tier and a paid tier, and because the paid tier was relatively low price of $9 per user per month, we at the time couldn't rely on paid ads to drive traffic because the margins just weren't there, right? So instead the strategy was have a lot of content, drive people to the website, a portion of those people would then sign up for the trial and then hopefully convert to paid. With Oqire, while it is more of a mid-market or mid-enterprise tool and there will be an element of outbound sales, I am still very much keen on investing in content marketing to help drive our go-to-market strategy. Now, up until today, this week really, the website has been kind of bare bones, right? Like it's just kind of highlighting some of the high level value propositions. It's talking about some of the functionality that's available in Oqire, but I really need to build this out in considerable more detail. And I am a big believer that Google does look at websites and go, okay, until you hit some level of critical mass in terms of pages and content, you're probably not really that relevant. So at the moment, if we were to go to Google Analytics, the traffic on this, we're talking a handful of people a day. It's no significant number. So we need to obviously increase that. Now, part of this strategy is thinking about the different content types or the different page structures that are going to be relevant. So a couple of things that I've started this week is I've got these built for, or I'm not exactly sure on what terminology to use here, but essentially these are different teams who can gain value from Oqire. So whether it's a sales team, a pre-sales team, sales engineers, etc. And we're going to add I'm going to add, I keep saying we, but I mean me, going to add some additional ones here like sales managers, pre-sales managers, etc. Each of these pages are then customized to talk about the value that the tool will provide for this particular user group. And again, you can see some of the images here, they're just kind of placeholder and standard across the site. Because we are working on a new design, updated design of the dashboard, these are all going to change very shortly. Beyond the built for, we've then got solutions, which are not necessarily features. Think of these as capabilities that the Oqire application provides. So pre-sales discovery, opportunity qualification, pre-sales forecasting, etc. And if you're not familiar with all of these terms, don't worry. At some point, I'm going to do a video and show people Oqire and the value that we're trying to bring. But again, this is just another opportunity to talk about something such as the pre-sales discovery process and create content around it. So what is pre-sales discovery, why use pre-sales discovery, and how Oqire helps. Conscious that there's quite a lot of words here on the page. We need to have some call to actions, etc. But I'm just kind of positioning this as the framework. And that will also get built out. And then we will also have at some point a feature tab that talks about maybe some more of the granular features as well. So that combined with our blog, voice went a little bit high there, that's a bit embarrassing, but anyway, will allow us to have significantly more content on the site and then to start driving some of this organic traffic that I'm seeking. So if we look at our blog at the moment, currently I've kind of created just some fairly standard content, again, just to make sure there was something there. This isn't necessarily following at the moment like a structure in terms of top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel content to drive people to then sign up for a trial. And they're fairly high level things like what is a sales engineer, what is inside sales, etc. If we go to the next page, what is a pre-sales consultant, so on and so forth. So the big project this week has actually been to go back through each of these posts because if you see up here with Yoast, this is a plugin from WordPress called Yoast SEO. It shows a SEO score on this particular page, but if I just jump into one blog post, you'll see it's green. So it's got a good SEO score, good readability, etc. Some of these aren't always green. So that one is, there'll be one or two in here that are orange or red, and they're just not really optimized. The other thing that I've done is I had these kind of just standard stock images, and I don't think that they're really engaging, especially if you were to see this shared as a social post. So I've spent time this week creating this content, these images, these featured images, and while they're all a little bit different, you can see that there's consistency in terms of the branding. So the color schemes are fairly consistent across each of them. If we go to this page, again, same thing. Some that are a little bit different with some yellow, just testing some things out there. And I still need to finish this off for the last few pages. So I'm kind of working backwards really to modernize and update some of the graphics on these. And then the next big thing is, how do I ensure that, for example, if I've got this article here on what is the value of a pre-sales team, how do I ensure that that is then pointing back to some of the more relevant pages to tell Google that that's the kind of like the cornerstone content, for lack of a better word. So this post, for example, probably going to want to point it back to the pre-sales team page, probably going to want to point it back to pre-sales discovery or opportunity qualification or pre-sales forecasting, and have points in here about how Oqire helps these pre-sales teams in enterprise sales, deliver value around these kind of capabilities. Now, to track all of that, I haven't found a plugin that's really good for it. So I'm doing it largely manually in Notion. So what I've got here is the blog post title, the link, what content that is, because I'm also tracking pages. So there's the team pages, solution pages, etc. Is it published? Have I checked that it's SEO optimized? Is it readability score high? Has that feature image been updated? Same thing with social. So making sure that images look good on social. Need to update that one because it still doesn't look right. Then this is just, unfortunately, Notion doesn't let you freeze columns. So this is just a formula repeating the blog post so I can see which one I'm on as we go further along. Focus, key phrase. And then what I've got is so for this blog, what is pre-sales? This blog post currently links to these pages, pre-sales, sales, and the solutions pre-sales forecasting. And it links to this blog, what is a pre-sales consultant? Then inbound links, so what links point to this are these two from these other two blogs. So the idea here is that once I've finished filling all of this out, I'll be able to go, okay, does my solution pages have enough links pointing to them? Do my blogs have enough links pointing back and forth to relevant content? And at the moment, right, this blog post here on the beta launch of Oqire doesn't actually have anything pointing back to it. So it's kind of like off on its own. I need to see if there's some other content, maybe when I talk about completing the Founder University program, that I can link back to there. And it's just going to be a way for me to track and manage what's pointing to what. And then if you think about this in a little bit more detail, where I've got my categories, let's say I write another blog post about inside sales, I could then come here and I could filter to just pick up the inside sales posts, and then I could see all of the other content. There is only one at the moment, but I could see all of the other content written on inside sales, and then I could go, okay, well, what other articles or what other pages could I use to link back to that article and vice versa? So that's how I'm thinking about it and how I'm structuring it. I'm fairly new to using Notion, but so far it is giving me what I need to do, really. It's helping kind of structure this. So that is the SEO content strategy that I'm currently taking. Obviously, to get in the nuts and bolts of it all, we've got to talk about the right keywords and making sure the content's, well structured, easy to read, provides value, etc. But this is kind of more from the 50,000 foot view or 30,000 foot view, whatever they say, of how I'm thinking about SEO for a essentially brand new application and website. Anyway, if you're a SEO guru, comment down below. Let me know what you think I'm doing right. What am I doing wrong? Always happy to share and brainstorm ideas. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.